the legend Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest players I've ever seen play the game of basketball. We know that the legend, the Black Mamba, he lost his life in a tragic accident along with his daughter and 8 others. The game he played and the game that he loved was phenomenal. It's not too many people can say that they stopped Kobe because they couldn't, because he brought the game to another level. Kobe, to me, he played the game the way it should have been played. He played defense. He played offense. He brought his A game every game that he played. It's nothing negative that I can say about his game, because if it's something negative about his game, then I don't know basketball. I don't know nothing. This man absolutely played lights out every game. One of the greatest games to me I've seen Kobe Bryant play was against the Raptors. This man went off with 81 points. Let me tell you something. That game was very, very special, because not a lot of players can tell you that they played like that. This man went out there and done it. Okay? And he done it until he retired. He wasn't a player that, oh, I'm sick, I can't play. This man went out there and gave it 110%. So now we look at his legacy. His legacy is going up. He's going straight into the Hall of Fame, which Kobe should have been already a top ballot Hall of Fame player. So now we look at it now. Where will the Lakers go? Will they win the finals now? Can they get over that hump? Now they really have that passion now. It's in them. Because when I looked at the tribute to the great late Kobe Bryant, it was like a different atmosphere around everybody. Because he was not only a basketball icon, he was a legend. It was a legend. He was a legend. He had his Mamba training camp out there. He believed that women one day might be in the NBA. And that's a subject that I'm going to touch on later on. But he believed that. And I think that that can possibly happen one day thanks to his vision. And it's kind of weird to say the great late Kobe Bryant, because not in a million years that I would think that would ever happen to him. But we have to try the best that we can to cope with that. But I know a lot of people, it still hurts them. You know, some believe that it's a bad dream. And will we wake up from that? But we have to make sure that his legacy lives on. It will prosper. So we're not gonna bore you with just talking about that, because a lot of people are still hurt behind that. So we're gonna pipe that down just a little bit and let's focus on the Super Bowl for right now. Let's just take a fresh breath and relax and calm down, and let's talk about last night, the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, okay? I don't think that he played an awesome game, but he played a good enough game, okay? He's the first player to win Super Bowl MVP, okay, and get the MVP of the game at the age of 24, okay? Do many believe that he's the greatest quarterback right now? Is that the case because he won the Super Bowl? Don't get it wrong. I can't take nothing from Lamar Jackson. He won MVP. Should the MVP be announced after the Super Bowl? If that was the case, Patrick Mahomes would have won the MVP of the league, Super Bowl MVP. He's going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks, I'm telling you, in NFL history. If this man can bring his team back again, okay? He didn't do this one time. He did it a lot of times this season. So Patrick Mahomes is something special, I'm telling you. This young man has a cannon of an arm, a great arm. It's nothing I can take away from his game. Patrick, let me tell you something. Patrick Showtime Mahomes, he is the real deal. But who really deserved to win a Super Bowl? I've been saying this for a long time. Andy Reid, the head coach. This man deserved every great opportunity came his way. And Sunday, when they won that Super Bowl, I said, Andy Reid is one of the greatest coaches in the NFL. He is. It took him a long time to win it, and he finally got it. But here's going to be the biggest question. Can the Kansas City Chiefs repeat? It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. If they can keep that core together in Kansas City, they will be a force to be reckoned with. Okay? Let's talk about the San Francisco 49ers. It's nothing negative that I can say about them because they made it to the Super Bowl. You got to understand how hard that is, okay, to make it to that game. San Francisco didn't have a bad game, okay? It was a little bit of mistakes that was made, but I think San Francisco got complacent a little bit. When they got that interception, they got a little bit out of hand. They got a little bit complacent. They forgot. They forgot that Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. He led the comeback. Okay? You got to stay focused. You can't lose what's in front of you. And I think that's what got the San Francisco 49ers in trouble. Okay? Don't underestimate Patrick Mahomes. And I think that's what San Francisco did a little bit. But was the season disappointing? No. No. San Francisco defense, they put Patrick Mahomes on the ground a few times. Okay? Not a lot of teams can say they did that. Okay? But on a bright note of the Super Bowl, it was the 10th most watched championship game in NFL history. So that means, and that tells you that a lot of people tuned in to watch this game. One of the greatest games to be played. Okay? Now, the NFL season is over with. Okay? It's gone. So, what is next from the NFL? Okay? Antonio Brown. Let's talk about him a little bit. Will he get his act together and come back into the NFL? This man had a roller coaster over last year, up and down, getting in trouble. He's getting to the point in life to where he has to figure out, what does he want to do? Does he want to keep clowning around on social media? Does he want to keep getting himself in trouble? Or does he want to clean himself up and get back into the league and show us what he can do? We all know when Antonio Brown is healthy, he is one of the greatest receivers in NFL history. Okay? If you know football, you know the sport of the NFL, this man has the speed. He has the hands. He has the skill set. Okay? It's nothing bad about his game. It's outside of his game. It's his personality. It's what the people don't like. But I honestly believe if this man would cut it out, get himself mentally together, this man will have a chance to get back into the NFL and prove his worth. How about Dez Bryant? His name's been circling around the old block also in the NFL. Can he come back and have a good NFL season, a good NFL career? It's not over with. Can he do it? He is one of the guys that I want to see come back into the NFL and have a great career. But what's getting these players is their mouths. Their mouths is getting them in so much trouble. Okay? They don't understand that you're under a global watch and people watch your every move that you make. These guys have to tighten up a little bit, get themselves together, and get back to doing what you love, and that's playing the game of football. Okay? Now, let's talk about Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest quarterback in all NFL. He has the rings. He has it all. Will this be the time we see the greatest NFL player of all time leave and go to another team? Well, he spent his whole career in New England. A lot of people are saying San Diego. Well, he's a California kid. Okay? But if I was Tom Brady, I would sit back, think about it, and make that decision. Don't let nobody make that decision for you. Remember, he's the greatest quarterback. He's the GOAT. Will he retire? Will he come back? Let's talk about that a little bit more. It's been a few games I've seen Tom Brady. His ball skills is not where it once was. He throws the ball's dropping. He's hitting the receivers in the back. So I believe something's not right there with his accuracy. So that can play a factor also on Tom Brady. Father Time has caught up. There's a man of Cam Newton. I don't think he's going to be back in Carolina. Could Bill Belichick look at Cam Newton as a savior? Or will Bill Belichick be back? We don't know this yet. We're going to find out in due time. Okay, let's talk about the NFL draft that's coming up real soon. Tua, the former Alabama Crimson Tide quarterback. Do y'all believe that he should have stayed in Alabama? Because he had a very serious injury with the hip. Remember, you hurt your hip, you're not going to be the same. You need your hip to throw. Because you're going to throw off that. I think the young man should have stayed in school, okay, come back, win the Heisman Trophy, and beat LSU. That's just me thinking. A lot of these players aren't understanding. You had an okay year, but you went out the way that you don't want to go out. Okay? You went out with a horrible injury. You're hopping around on crutches, but your game may not even be the same. You may not even start for about 2 years. So I think he should have waited and just stayed in school and got the best care and come back and have a better year. Like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow had a great season. You know, I didn't think in a million years that I would see LSU beat Alabama. I didn't think that in a million years. This man went into Tuscaloosa and put on an absolute clinic. A clinic. He showed up and he showed out. I had to give my respects to that young man. Can he do it at a higher level in the NFL? Because we all know where he's going. To the Cincinnati Bengals. That's proof. It's fact. You think they're going to pass up one of the greatest quarterbacks in college history? No, they're not. That's where he's going. Mark my words. Let's talk about more football. College recruiting, signing period is early. Alabama, they're getting some great recruits. But here's where they need to help at. They need to help on the secondary side. Okay? Because you can pass the ball on Alabama all day long. Where's the secondary at? They don't have none. Every game that came on this season, the Alabama Crimson Tide secondary was getting smoked. Downright smoked. When I mean getting smoked, I mean that secondary was getting spanked. Can't nobody in their right mind tell me that secondary was not getting whooped. But we're only worrying about the front seven. No. Your secondary is your line of defense. Should nobody be throwing the ball? And they just picking them cornerbacks apart, pick by pick by pick. Instead of worrying about the quarterback, the running back, the wide receivers, the secondary is where the help needs to be for Alabama the coming up season. That is my main concern for Alabama. I believe if Alabama does not get to at least the SEC championship, it's going to be time to talk. The dynasty is not over yet. I still think they have time. Okay? Alabama needs to get over the loss to Auburn, the loss over LSU. Focus on now. Focus on the new season. I have a feeling it's going to be a great season for Alabama, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this also. Every year, we always pump up the Tennessee Vols. Every year. I remember the year that the Tennessee Vols was 4-0. Then they lost every game ever since. Tennessee Vols is a very talented team. Every year, they have great recruits come to that school. Every year. But they cannot get over the hump. That hump is their self. You have one of the greatest college fan bases of all, and you can't even get a win. So Vol Nation has to make that decision. Are we good enough this year? When they take the field in September, will the Vols be a different team? Okay? Will they be a better team? Even though they won their bowl game, I would love to see Tennessee back where they should be. Now, don't get it wrong. Tennessee will always be a top-tier team. They will always be a top-tier team. One of the greatest colleges out there. So let's see how far Tennessee can go next season. I know it's early, but it's a lot of things that are starting to happen around college football that's getting me excited. It's getting me very excited. I'm ready to see what Alabama's going to do. I'm ready to see if Georgia's ready to take that next step. I'm ready to see, can LSU repeat? If they can, it's going to be something great to see. Let's get into one more subject. College basketball. What is going on with the North Carolina Tar Heels? That team was one of the greatest college basketball teams I've ever seen. And now they're going from up to down real fast. What is going on there? It's a lot of good college basketball teams are falling apart. They're just falling apart. Kentucky, mediocre. North Carolina, horrible. I'm looking at this game against Clemson. Okay? I'm just getting off of work. I said, man, the North Carolina Tar Heels, it's going to be something serious. So, I'm getting off of work. I'm listening to it. I come back from eating. I look up. North Carolina lost the game. They let Clemson come all the way back and beat them. This is not a talented team at all in North Carolina. Recruiting-wise, whatever's going on in North Carolina, it has to get fixed. Because March Madness is right around the corner. And I got a feeling they're not going to make it. How about the game against Syracuse Orangemen, which is my college basketball team, by the way, and Duke? Another classic game. Syracuse was winning, went back and forth, but Duke prevailed. But remember, every year they get together, it's a feast. It's always a great game when them two powerhouse schools get together. And I understand Duke is phenomenal. Duke is. It was some games that the Blue Devils choked up on, but they found their mojo, and they got back on their high horse, and they started winning. Back to their winning ways. Same with the Kansas City Jayhawks. Everybody got their mojo back, and they started pounding them, pounding everybody they play. But my Syracuse Orangemen, I believe we have a long road ahead of us. Okay, but I believe that they will get to the big dance. We will be there. Don't count us out yet. The Syracuse Orangemen, I believe, will be a force to reckon with, but I don't think that we're gonna go too far. Okay? Because we can't blow leads like that and expect to go far. You have to put your foot on the pedal and keep it down, because you want to be able to go far as you can, at least the Final Four. But we all know Syracuse is no pushover. Syracuse is a top-tier college. They're not bad. They started the season off kind of slow, but they started to push towards their winning ways. And I hope Syracuse can keep that up. We're getting short of time, but one more note that I want to get into. I know some people look at it kind of funny, and like, he's not as good as he was. Derrick Rose is playing for the Pistons right now. Is he trying to get himself back to what he was when he was in Chicago? That is a question I asked plenty of times, and nobody can really give me an answer on that. But this is another thing I believe that needs to happen, and it has to happen. I can see Derrick Rose going to the LA Lakers. I really believe that. D Rose, he can create his own shot. Derrick Rose can drive in the lane. He can create shots for you. Maybe LeBron James can tweak that a little bit. You think about it. Derrick Rose, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, come on. But remember, the king of LA right now, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. It's Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. I got everything right now coming out of the West, the LA Clippers, right now. Some may not agree, but keep your eyes out on the Clippers. On the East, Boston is dangerous. Boston is dangerous. The Miami Heat, dangerous. But your Boston Celtics will be your dark horse. They'll be your dark horse. Some guys are dangerous. Believe me, they're young, and they're hungry, and they're some beasts. They're coming. The 76ers, they're good. They're good. But I don't believe that Simmons is gonna be able to get himself going to where he should be. He needs a jump shot. He needs a jump shot. In the NBA, today's NBA, he needs a jump shot. I've been watching the NBA for a long time. A lot of great players have jump shots. He needs to get with Akeem Olajuwon or Karl Malone, few of the Hall of Fame players, and get a jump shot. He needs that. To add that to his arsenal, and I think Simmons will be even greater because he has a great thing in Philly with Joel Embiid. He has a very great thing in Philly. He just needs a jump shot. Remember, I've been watching this guy since he was in LSU. He needs to get that jump shot. And I think he will. But he needs it now. If you want to go far into the NBA and have a great career, he has to get that jumper. A nice jumper. He don't have to be like Dirk Nowitzki. You couldn't block his. Step back and get it going. Now, before we go, the best jumper that I like, I think Dwayne Wade had a great one. Kobe Bryant, he also had a good one also. But you have to have that jumper. Don't be afraid to get physical. That's one thing. The NBA has got kind of soft, but you have to have that jumper. All these 6'11s, 7-foot guys hitting 3-pointers. No, I don't want to see that. I want to see you in that paint. I want to see you dunking on somebody or shaking them out of their shoes. Shaq did it. Shaq didn't go out and hit 3-pointers. Shaq got in that paint and he straight dominated. Charles Barkley straight dominated. Now you've got these guys running out there hitting threes all day. Get in that paint and dunk on them. Bring the paint. Now, it's not wrong with shooting 3-pointers, but I prefer you to bring the noise. Bring the hammer down. That is your job as the big man. Okay? But in this day's time, everybody wants to hit a 3-pointer. No. Get yourself in that paint. And get yourself in position and do what you're supposed to do. Tim Duncan did it. Akeem Olajuwon did it. Shaquille O'Neal did it. David Robinson did it. So why can't y'all guys do it? You want to run off and hit threes? No, I want to see you in that paint. I want to see Joel Embiid versus Karl Anthony Towns. But we're getting away from that. I want to see Kyrie Irving versus, it don't make sense, or Steph Curry. I want to see the star from the other team go against your best player. Clear way. Clear room. Okay? I would love to see that. I want to see a great point guard go up against another great point guard. But nowadays, you don't see that anymore. Because these guys are shying away from competition. Every day. They're just running away from competition. But I'm not going to hold anybody long. Tonight has been a great night. But I want to say this in closing. Remember and don't forget the Mamba, the Black Mamba, the great icon, the legend, Kobe Bryant. Remember what he brought to the game. Remember what he did for the game. One of the greatest players I've ever had a chance to see on television. Back in the day when he got traded to the Charlotte Hornets, let's not forget we lost a legend. We lost the icon. The greatest NBA player I've seen play the game, besides Michael Jordan. I can't go back into the days, because I was born in 1986, so I can go back to Bill Russell's days or Jerry West's days. I can only go into the time to where I had the opportunity to watch one of the greatest players. I had a few games I've seen Michael Jordan play. Jordan was also phenomenal. But if you look at Michael Jordan, you look at Kobe, that's all you got to say right there. And LeBron James, the three greatest players that we have. So just remember, we lost a legend. So we know that he played the game, he loved it, and you can tell every time he put on that Laker uniform with his 20-year career, great career. So in closing, we want to say thank you, Kobe Bryant, for the great games that you showed us and you played. All-star games. Whenever game he played, we watched. Every loss, we watched. When he had the Achilles, watched him go down. So from his jumpers to his Mamba mentality that he had. So let's just keep doing what we're doing, keep his legacy going, and keep it going forward. And also his daughter and the rest of the life that was lost in that horrible helicopter crash. So I thank everybody for listening to the Big Shaw Sports Podcast, and stay tuned for more later on. So thank you everybody for listening.